Commanders versus Green Bay Packers. Packers are 3-point home favorites. Over-under set at 48.5. Wow. Two hype trains here, huh? We talked about Jane Daniels and how we're going to fade them all year. The Packers coming off a huge win against the Lions, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this one. Ethan, why don't you start us off today?
Well, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but first off, if you've been on social media at all this week, probably outside today, it's pretty clear the Lions are on the clock for the draft, right? Chiefs second. Chiefs are getting the second pick in next year's draft. The Bills, I mean, do we even need to finish the season? They've won the Super Bowl.
Give it to them.
Yeah. Miami might be fighting with Detroit and Kansas City for that first pick, but it's all right. I mean, clearly Ben Johnson's God, so Lions can't do anything without him. But anyway, it's ridiculous. It makes for great betting opportunity. I love it. I welcome it. But yeah, for this game, I already tweeted it out on Sunday. As soon as the line came out, I took Green Bay -3. I like the play a lot. I did think this would go closer to 4.5, but obviously Washington does still have a pretty big bandwagon. And, in overreaction week 2, I always kind of look to fade the team with a ton of hype, which I think, typically that would be Green Bay this week, but Washington, a lot of people like New York last week. We all like New York last week. And they were able to win and cover easily against the Giants. Turns out the Giants still suck. Had that game gone differently, there's no chance I would have been on Green Bay here, but that probably would have been a 5.5, 6 line. So the fact that Washington still won, still covered, didn't really do anything to lose that bandwagon is why I jumped in on Green Bay so early, even though I know in the moment that I bet them, it was like everyone's Super Bowl sweetheart, after how they had just manhandled Detroit. But you just look at this game. Yeah, they're off a convincing win, a good win over the Lions. But they had all week to prep for that, or all offseason to prep for that. They did have this Thursday night game on deck, so I imagine they spent at least a little bit of time in the summer looking into the Commanders. And I think the Commanders probably did the same thing. But now the Commanders have to travel on the short week. That's always a negative. And really just the big thing here is in the offseason, I was really heavy on Green Bay. I was going to make Green Bay over 9.5 wins, my 5-unit future. And then I kind of let some people talk me off thinking maybe Green Bay wasn't going to be that good. And then once Micah got traded there, the line was completely blown up and gone. So I wasn't able to even bet that, which now I'm kicking myself for. But very high on Green Bay in the offseason. Low on Washington. For those that read my futures article, Washington under 9.5 wins is one of my plays on there. So I just think it's two teams going in different directions. -3, I knew that'd be a key number here. I wanted to get that. I was figuring it wouldn't go lower. This is bounced 3.5. Long-winded answer to the question, but Green Bay -3. I just think they're ultimately the way better team. They're at home, better situation here. I like them to win and cover the 3. Also, kind of like the over.
Okay. No complaints with the over there. I'll start this week off by saying I absolutely hate the board. I was just going to call you a different name. Ethan says he loves the board. So I'm going to be maybe paying a little bit more attention to Ethan's picks this week because this week has me in an absolute fluster in the head. But definitely an overreaction week. And unfortunately, we have two teams that are definitely warranted an overreaction here. Wish I could fade both teams, but unfortunately they play each other. Washington, I'm down on. I'm still going to be down on. I know they beat the Giants. I'm never betting the Giants, at least for the next 10 weeks. I mean, I made the mistake last year of continuing the back in the Browns, continuing back in the Panthers, continuing backing the Saints and the Colts. And it was just a terrible strategy and just absolutely disgusting backing these terrible teams. But yeah, like I said, I wish I could fade both. I mean, Green Bay looked absolutely amazing. Like Ethan said, it's the Super Bowl champs now. And Washington looks like they picked up right where they left off. I'm going to have to agree with Ethan here. I'm going to take Green Bay at home. It might, again, it's really hard for me to determine what's public and what's not in this game. I think both teams are super public, have a big backing here. So it's really hard to find the money. I'm just going to take a shot. I think Green Bay's a better team. I think Green Bay's defense is elite, one of the best in the leagues. Their D-line is absolutely disgusting. They also were playing a Lions offensive line that looked absolutely horrendous. So, again, maybe a little overreaction on Green Bay's defense, but I'm just going to continue to fade Washington until they prove that they're not what did they go last year? 10-7, something like that.
Yeah.
Until they prove, well, they've already proved it, but until they start, I'm going to keep fading them until they finally get to where their record deserves, which I think is like right around 500. I think this is maybe a wild card playoff team. I don't think they're going to win their division. I don't think they're going to be the top of the league. So I'm going to back Green Bay. Don't love this pick. I'll definitely have a bet on it because it's a standalone Thursday night game, but it's a tricky game. I love some player props. If you could tell me what receiver for Green Bay is going to go off, I mean, you have about 15 options to pick from, and I just can't pick the right one. So I don't know how I'm going to bet this game. Right now, I have no bet. If I had to pick a winner, it'd be Green Bay, but not confident at all. Again, wish I could fade both teams here.
I agree with everything these guys said, so I'll keep mine pretty short. I'm also on Green Bay here, minus the points. This was a great one where going in, I was like, you know what? I want to take Washington because I think everybody's going to be on Green Bay. And then like Wyatt said, these are both just with the Micah Parsons trade. Both of them ended up so hyped. It's like, I guess I'll just take the Packers right now, looking like the better team at the moment. So give me Green Bay, minus the 3. Everything these guys say, I completely agree with.
One last thing I did want to say, too.
Yes.
I do like that they were home week 1 and now home week 2. They haven't had to travel yet. Really like
Good
that.
point.
Browns on deck. Definitely no look-ahead spot for the Browns. And I don't know if this is a positive either way, but obviously Micah and Washington have a lot of history, with
True.
Micah playing for Dallas. So, maybe Washington knows how to defend him better, but also maybe Micah knows how to help prep that defense for Washington. So it'll just be interesting to see how that matchup goes. I'm not sure where the advantage is. It could be either way, but it should be interesting.
Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like Jerry Rice, touchdowns galore. Week after week, always asking for more. Bling on the wrist, got the books on the floor. Listen in, cash out, page is swelling. Plays on the field, see me winning, never dwelling. Flagged on Vegas, they know what I'm selling. NFL bets, keep the cheesy compelling. Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like Jerry